I'm sure you've heard the news about Ukraine. The headlines flash across our screens, the stories of struggle and resilience, of hardship and hope are told and retold in every corner of the world. It's easy to think of Ukraine only in terms of what we see on the news. Images of cities, of conflict, of people facing unimaginable challenges. But there's another side to this country, one that rarely makes the headlines, yet is just as real and just as important. Beyond the noise and the headlines, there are places where life moves at a gentler pace, where the morning sun rises over quiet streets, and the air is filled not with sirens, but with the soft sounds of birds and the distant laughter of children. These are Ukraine's villages, small, close-knit communities where tradition and togetherness are woven into the very fabric of daily life. But have you ever wondered about the quiet magic happening in its little villages? These are places where time seems to slow down, where every sunrise brings with it a sense of hope and renewal. Here, the worries of the world feel a little lighter, and the bonds between neighbours run deep. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast field, the horizon painted gold by thousands upon thousands of sunflowers. Their faces turned toward the sun, following its path across the sky, a living sea of yellow and green. The air is thick with the scent of earth and blooming flowers, and the only sound is the gentle rustle of leaves in the breeze. Let me take you to a place where sunflowers stretch as far as the eye can see. This is the heart of rural Ukraine, a land of endless fields and open skies, where nature's beauty is both breathtaking and humbling. It's a place where every season brings its own wonders, from the first green shoots of spring to the golden harvests of autumn. In the heart of Ukraine, young Mykola woke each morning to fields painted in gold and skies that seemed to sing. The first rays of sunlight would slip through his window, gently nudging him awake. He would stretch, yawn and peer outside, eager to greet another day in his beloved village. For Mykola, every morning was a new adventure, a chance to explore the world around him and discover its hidden treasures. He loved exploring the countryside, his pockets full of pebbles and wildflower petals. Each day he would wander through meadows and along dusty paths, collecting little souvenirs from nature's bounty. Sometimes he'd find a feather, sometimes a shiny stone, and sometimes a handful of bright blue cornflowers. These small treasures were his way of connecting with the land, of carrying a piece of its beauty with him wherever he went. Mykola's adventures often took him to the edge of the sunflower fields, where he would lie on his back and watch the clouds drift lazily across the sky. He imagined the stories they might tell, of distant lands, of brave heroes, of magical creatures hidden just out of sight. In these quiet moments, Mykola felt a deep sense of peace, a feeling that everything was right with the world. Each day he helped tend a family garden, pulling weeds, watering tiny shoots, and listening as his grandparents told stories of resilient ancestors and harvests past. The garden was more than just a patch of earth. It was a living memory, a place where the past and present came together. Mykola's grandparents would share tales of how their own parents had survived hard times, relying on the land and each other to get by. They spoke of the importance of patience, of hard work, and of never giving up, no matter how tough things became. Mykola learned that every seed planted was a promise, a hope for the future, a belief that good things would come with time and care. He watched as tiny sprouts pushed their way through the soil, growing stronger each day under the watchful eyes of his family. The garden became a classroom, a place where lessons were taught not with books, but with hands in the dirt and hearts full of hope. Inspired by the stories and the sense of togetherness he felt in his own family, Mykola decided he wanted to do something special for his village. He gathered his friends, other children from nearby houses, some shy, some bold, all eager to help, and shared his idea. They would plant a garden for everyone to enjoy. It would be a place where the whole village could come together, work side by side, and share in the joys of growing something beautiful. The children set to work, their laughter echoing through the fields as they dug, planted, and watered. Some brought seeds from home, others brought tools, and everyone brought their own unique energy and enthusiasm. The project quickly grew beyond just the children. Soon, parents, grandparents, and neighbours joined in, each person adding their own touch to the garden. Soon, laughter and muddy boots filled the air as neighbours, young and old, worked side by side. The garden became a hive of activity, a place where stories were shared, friendships were forged, and memories were made. People who had once only nodded in passing now found themselves working shoulder to shoulder, united by a common purpose. As the days passed, the garden began to flourish. Rows of vegetables sprouted up alongside beds of wildflowers, and sunflowers stood tall, their golden faces beaming in the sunlight. The village buzzed with excitement as everyone watched the garden grow, each new leaf and blossom a testament to what could be achieved when people came together. What began as a patch of earth became a place for sharing, learning, and celebrating. The garden was more than just a source of food. It was a gathering place, a symbol of hope and resilience. Villagers would bring homemade bread and fresh cheese to share, sitting together on benches and swapping stories as the sun set behind the fields. Children played games among the rows of vegetables, their laughter mingling with the songs of birds and the gentle hum of bees. The garden became a living storybook, each plant and flower a chapter in the tale of the village. It was a place where old traditions were honoured and new ones were born, where every harvest was a reason to celebrate, and every setback was met with determination and support. In this patchwork of sunflowers and smiles, the village remembered, together they could weather any storm, rooted in kindness, growing in unity. The garden stood as a reminder that even in the face of uncertainty, there is strength in community and beauty in working together. Mykola and his friends learned that the greatest harvests are not just measured in what you grow, but in the friendships you nurture and the memories you create. So, the next time you hear news from Ukraine, remember the quiet magic of its villages. Remember the fields of sunflowers, the laughter of children, and the gardens that bloom with hope. For in these small places, far from the headlines, the true heart of Ukraine beats strong, resilient, joyful, and full of life.